Hello, people. How are you doing today? Welcome to another powerful episode with Faith Michael. It's going to be an exciting time this evening. It is 8:06 by my time, 8:06 p.m. Thank you for joining me. Welcome on board. Tell me your name and where you're joining from. Okay. So tonight we're going to be having conversations around self-regulations and building confidence in your learning. Yeah, this is really very important. So this is the first time stopping by my channel. Welcome on board. This is home. This is the place where we talk about personal transformation, growth, reading, and all around just taking your life from where it is right now to the next level. So please do well to tell me your name and so we can go deeper into the conversation together. Do not also hesitate to join our Telegram community. There's a link in this description for you to join us. Okay, welcome on board. With all that being said, let's get right into the gist for tonight. All right, it's going to be an interesting conversation as we take learnings to the next level. I love this conversation because a lot of us are not really confident in our learning process. That's why we're not growing. I like to type that in the room. Okay, I see somebody live. Welcome. Where are you joining from? Okay, so a lot of us are not confident in our learning process, and that is why we are not growing. Okay, I see a lot of times people say they are lifelong learners, they are into personal growth, personal transformation, but the truth is, how many of us are confident in the learning process? I can remember back in the days in school as a student, um, you would have exam to write in the next 2 days, in the next couple of days. Mama Luchi, you're welcome to class. How you doing? Okay, you have an exam to write in the next couple of days, and you can begin to tell yourself that you really want to pass that exam, you really want to ace it. And deep down, it is possible you've not even read. Okay, in my own personal experiences and encounter, I discovered that even if I have not read, but there's a confidence somewhere that when I pick up that book to read, I'm going to ace it. Favor, yeah, how you doing? Welcome to class. So I'm going to ace it. Please take a screenshot before we go on so we can invite others to join us. Take a beautiful screenshot of me. Make sure that it is beautiful. Beautiful screenshot. And then go share on our different platforms so that others can join us. All right, so let's continue with the conversation. So I would have this so much confidence that when I pick up that book to read, I am going to grow in capacity. Lucy, welcome to class. I'm going to grow in capacity. I'm going to build myself. Now, that was not because of the fact that I knew I had a certain level of IQ. IQ is all called intelligent quotient. No, that wasn't it for me. It was just as a result of the fact that there was this confidence level that I have gotten to build in me over the years that has brought me this far. So self-regulations allows for us to be able to really stay connected on the path of learning without giving up. Because a lot of times people give up along the way. They start the day and halfway they are not able to stay committed and consistent to the learning process. And as a result, their learning is disrupted and the kind of result they would have anticipated within a certain time frame is no longer going to be attainable. So the essence of being a lifelong learner is not just so that you are getting excited all the time. You pick a book to read, you attend that class, you go through that seminar. It's not just about that. A lifelong learner is somebody who understands the concept of self-regulations, who understand the concept of confidence, all right, in the learning process. I like you to type that in the book. They have self-regulations and they have confidence in the learning process. All of these tools, all of these things are necessary for us to scale, for us to move from where we are to the next level. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I hope you're getting the gist. If you're getting the gist, tell me in the comment section that you're getting the gist. So, self-regulation and confidence in achieving excellent outcomes. Okay, the topic says pathways to excellent learning, and the subtitle says how self-regulations and confidence impact learning. So this is really a pointer to tonight, our focus. We're going to be looking at self-regulations, how it can help you as a learner, okay, how confidence can also help you to soar, to grow, to build capacity. All right. I'm working on a program that will be launching in the next couple of days, in the next few days. Okay, in the next few days, it's going to be centered around really helping you to learn, grow, and execute. Okay, at a certain level, and all of those conversations that I'm going to be hosting, it's going to be a different program entirely. I mean, the packaging is different from what you're used to. This is a mini challenge only for executives, thought leaders, CEOs, coaches, and authors, okay? And also those who are interested, deliberately interested in personal transformation. Yes, it's going to be a 5 days mini challenge that I walk you through one on one. Okay, I just walk you through the journey and you're able to really set up a structure for your learning process, for your growth, for your expert, for your impact project. How many of you will be excited about that? Yes, I'm starting off that project in the next couple of days and I'll be working with a couple of people per time. Yes. Now, when we talk about self-regulations, as a learner, your ability to self-regulate entails a lot of things. Okay, it entails a lot of things. It has to do with your ability to set goals, your ability to monitor your progress, and your ability to also tweak your strategies. Okay, as you advance, so you are not learning and growing and reading books, and you get to a level you're like, oh, Coach Faith, I'm very busy right now. A lot is on my plate. I'm not sure I'm able to keep up anymore. No, you are on this journey, and whenever there is an upheaval, whenever there is a challenge, or maybe whenever there's something that is trying to take you off balance, a self-regulated learner, someone who has been able to curate a pathway for excellent learning, is so able to tweak their approaches and strategies to ensure that their learnings become very swift and effortless, to ensure that they are consistent in the learning process. Okay, another big problem that I have also noticed on the path of growth and learning is that people do not have a target. Okay, they do not have a target. They don't have what we call a purpose, a vision, all right, as to why they are embarking on a learning process. Do you understand? There is no journey, there is no connectivity between where they are and where they ought to be. They have not even been able to visualize themselves becoming that individual. Maybe you are in that space right now. You have not been able to visualize yourself, Lucy, in essential. You've not been able to visualize yourself becoming that outstanding personality in your world, right? You've not been able to see yourself. Possibly you have even been able to visualize it, but you've not been able to set a certain level of target, okay? A certain level of target within a time frame, and you tell yourself, if I walk through this process from point A to point B to point C to point D, I am going to grow myself, grow my capacity to become this excellent person. Do you see what I'm saying? To become this amazing personality. That is what we're looking at, for that. As a lifelong learner, your learning is not haphazard. Your learning is not scattered. It is incongruent to the personality you have seen yourself becoming in the next 2 years, in the next 3 years, in the next 5 years. Okay, the best I've seen on the path of personal growth is that people will come up and like, oh, I want to be able to write well. I want to be an excellent speaker, right? I want to be this person, I want to be that person. But what is your minimal target of exceptionality? What is your minimal target of excellence? All right. Right now, okay, let's say we might not be able to, say this is our maximum, but let's say this is the level at which I shouldn't go below for me to know that I am really growing, for me to monitor my progress. So self-regulation in learning allows you to be able to monitor your progress. All right, I'd like you to type that in the room. Monitor your progress, look into your learning process, all right, self-regulate, and be able to, in a nutshell, tweak your approach and strategies again and again and again to ensure that it fits in. So situation comes into your life, arises in your life, and you don't really give excuses. You don't begin to, assuage yourself of the fact that this is what is necessary right now, because you want to just pamper your emotions, all right? You want to pamper yourself. You don't want to do that. You want to set a target, okay? You want to set a target. When we talk about confidence in learning, we're saying that you are able to overcome challenges. Do you see that? You are able to overcome challenges, the challenges of life. You are able to overcome it. You believe in yourself so well that even as you have picked up a book to read, you have picked up a material to read, no matter the difficulties that come, you are able to sort of curate a process that will take you from the place of ideation to the place of execution, implementation, continuous progress, and monitoring. Okay, so self-regulation and confidence building, it's a foundation for your learning journey. It's foundational. So what I'm opening your eyes to right now is what 99% of persons are not aware of. All right, deep down they are not aware of it, but they just want to read books. I've been selling books since 2010, 11. I understand what it means to meet with people, and they are fascinated with topics, with titles. They are fascinated with the fact that this is this is what it is for me. They are fascinated with the fact that I love this title, I love this author, I just want to read the book, right? I like it to go beyond that. The essence of this class is to push you beyond your current positioning, to begin to look at your life, look at your personality, and ask yourself, with this vision I am running with, who do I want to become in the next 1 year, in the next 6 months, in the next 3 months from now? What do I want to be able to achieve? What is my minimal level or minimal target of excellence? All right, as a reader, as a learner, as a personality developer. All right, what is my minimal target? It may not be something you can express right now in words, but if you take your time to sit down and brainstorm on it, you realize that there is something that you're looking at for. There is a target. The reason you are in this class right now is because there's an inkling, there is a motivation from within, there is a push. Okay, there is a push. So somebody who is on the journey of lifelong learning is always willing to take risk. All right, he's always willing to take risk. He's always willing to overcome challenges. All right, I've worked with a lot of people over the years. Many people are not willing to overcome challenges. Come on, they are not willing. They are not willing. Like the saying goes, you can only force a horse to the river, but you cannot force them to drink water. So many people are not willing to overcome challenges. A self-regulated learner is someone who understands the need to always close gaps in their learning process, the need for them to always close gaps, because there are gaps in our lives. The reason why you are where you are today, you've not been able to attain a certain height of mastery in an arena, it's because there are gaps in your life. There are gaps, okay? There are gaps in your life. Let's say you want to learn how to speak. Do you still struggle with tenses? Do you struggle with your vocabularies? Do you struggle to use is and words? Do you struggle to use sentences in conversations? All right. You're talking, you're struggling to keep up. So that could be a challenge for you. You have told yourself, between now and the next 6 months to 1 year, I want to close this gap in my life. What do I do to close this gap? Okay, what do I do to close this gap? Yes, Favor, do not pamper your emotions. What do I do to close this gap in my life right now? Many people are not willing to take the step. When you tell them that right now, okay, for you to close this gap, you have to begin to read books on this and this. Go back and begin to read Queen Premier. Queen Premier. How many of you know Queen Premier? That book for primary school children. I think right now even secondary school students read it a lot. All right. Maybe you begin to read it to understand how to use tenses, how to use adverb, adjectives, and how to use those little things. Many of us are not willing to go back to that level, even when we are told to, even when we are advised to. We're not willing. That is where I'm going to be stepping in the next couple of months, even as I will be taking as many that want to go through this process with me on a one-on-one level for specific group of people. You must be able to pass through a certain criteria before I admit you. This one is a serious one because it's just one-on-one, and I can only take a minimum number of persons per time. Okay, so I want you to know that it is important for you to be able to set that target. All right, you must look at yourself and set that target. Don't shy away from it, don't pamper yourself. Yes, on a journey of learning, self-regulation is key. Like I was sharing with you all before in my own personal journey, that as an individual, I've looked at it severally, that I have an exam to write in the next couple of days, and I'm like, okay, I know I can really do this. I could remember some of my classmates at that time. I'll be reading my Moron book, and I'll be reading, because at that time I had discovered purpose and it was such a drive for me. I couldn't keep up, I couldn't let go. I would have an exam in the next 1 week, but I'm reading my Moron's book, I'm reading Mike Noodle's book, I'm following Johnny Tabina everywhere. I'm listening to Joyce Meyer, I'm learning, I'm growing, and it was such a drive. And some persons will come around and be like, Faith, you're such a genius. You have an exam to write, you're still doing this. No, it wasn't because I was a genius, no, because I struggled in some of the exams. I must tell you, towards my final year, I struggled with some of the exams. I struggled. A lot of people never knew this. I was number one in my class, but towards the end of my graduation, I dropped down to number two, number three, because I couldn't keep up anymore. I discovered something bigger than academics. I discovered something bigger than, I've never said this before. I discovered something bigger than just going to the regular system that was connected to what I was doing at that time, right? I discovered purpose. So the truth is, there's a level of purpose you come into. You now realize that I can no longer take below this very limit right now. I want to go beyond this level, because if you are still struggling with what you were struggling with last year, if you are still struggling right now with what you were struggling with last year, my friend, I want you to know that you have to do something. All right, you have to self-regulate. So a self-regulated learner is someone that knows how to take risks, knows how to overcome challenges. Okay, taking risk, overcoming challenges simply means that you have to be able to step out of your comfort zone. All right, the comfort zone bears no good intention. A person, I think, I don't know if it's a lady or a man, reached out to me earlier this week. I was like, oh, I want to register my child in your kids platform. And I'm like, okay, no problem. You're welcome. You're welcome. And then the person was like, okay, please, can I see a demo? I sent a demo from two of our teachers, two of our tutors to the person. And I'm like, okay, this is the demo. And the person went through the demo and came back and said, oh, my son cannot really understand the English that the tutor is speaking. So I don't think my son will be able to relate to the class because we are from this country. And I'm like, do you want to be in your comfort zone all the time? Because this person that is speaking the right English, the native English with no accent at all right? And you are saying that you don't want your child to go through that class because of that challenge. I don't want to mention the country. And I'm like, do you want comfort zone? We all want to be able to break out of our comfort zone. Yes. I right before the age of 16, 17, 18, if a white man is talking, I don't get it. I've shared the time without numbers here. I don't get it. A white man is speaking, I don't get what they're saying. Yes, I can just hear the volume, hear the sound, but I cannot pick the words. I cannot pick the words to be able to understand what they're saying. So consistency in growth has brought me this far. That is why self-regulation is important. There is nobody in this room right now listening to me. Nobody in this room right now that want to grow to a certain height, right? Nobody in this room right now that want to grow to a certain height, that through self-regulations and confidence in your learning process, you cannot go far. So what I'm saying to you in a nutshell is the reason you are not growing at a certain pace is because you lack confidence in the learning process. I like you to type that somewhere. You lack confidence in the learning process. You are not a self-regulated learner. These are to create pathways for excellent learning. Mami Nosensa is laughing. I'll just you more later. Okay? This how to create pathways for excellent learning. Excellent learning begets excellent deliveries. All right? You want to take an idea from the place of ideation to the place of execution and implementation. This is what you do. So for that person now who is saying, oh, my son cannot understand the English very well, I don't think he or he will be able to cope with this class. That parent is already pampering the child, right? There is an emotional challenge already in the learning process, because self-regulation means that you must be able to navigate the challenges such as that can come from the place of emotional instability, right? You have to be able to handle it. You have to be able to handle it, friends. You don't just sit down and be like, oh, I'm going to read one book, and when I read it, I will grow. You have to wake up. What is the problem? Why am I still at this level? Why am I still speaking like this? Some of you want to build your brand. You want to be an exceptional person. You want to elevate your brand to the next level, but you don't have a language. All right? A huge part of brand building is your language. You must be able to develop dexterity in your conversations, in your speaking. All right, you don't open your mouth and it's just so casual like every other person. You want to be a coach. Like I speak with some of my one-on-one students a lot. You want to be a coach in an arena. Okay, let's say in the area of business, you want to be a coach there. You want to be a coach in the area of marketing. You must learn the language of marketing. You cannot just come off and be talking the way I'm talking right now. This is not marketing language. This is personal development language I'm speaking, right? Jesus speaking says, my sheep hear my voice, and the voice of a stranger they will not hearken. So there was a language Jesus came with, that those that were connected to that level of to that destiny were able to hear the voice of Jesus and were able to hearken to him. So he said, the voice of a stranger they will not hearken. When you come into the kingdom as a child of God, there is a language we speak in the kingdom. And if you are in the kingdom, you will hear that language. You would understand that language. All right. So if you don't have the language of the feed, if you don't have the language of the feed, how do you sell? How do you communicate as an expert? How do you tell people that you are the best of this that has ever happened to humanity? How do you talk to people at that level? It will not work. There has to be a language. That's what we call language intelligence. All right. I once read a book many years ago. I think that was in 2020. I read several books in 2020. Oh my God. There was a book I read on language intelligence. I'll never forget. So, for you to become a self-regulated learner who understands how to navigate risk and overcome challenges, you must step out of your comfort zone. You must begin to engage in activities that may feel intimidating to you beyond your current skill level, beyond your current learning ability. You must be able to interact with them. Okay, you must go beyond the familiar. That's why joining a support system is the best thing that has ever happened to anybody. Joining a support system, joining a support group is the best thing that can ever happen to you. All right. Like when you have a support system that you can always converse with. Oh, Coach Faith, I just had this challenge. You guys, even in my inner circle, you are not using me a lot. You are not using me by not asking questions. All right. So you must be able to step out of your comfort zone. All right. Try new and unfamiliar tasks. Read books that are beyond your capacity. Don't be reading books that are just so casual within your realm. Read superior books. We call them superior books, books that are dense with so much weight. Okay? All right? So you must be able to face difficult tasks. You must persist. Just like that parent who says, my son cannot understand the tutor's speaking, the tutor's language, or the way the tutor is expressing the English language, because I'm from this country. And I'm like, do you like comfort zone so much, parents? Don't you want to break out? Because if you put your child in this situation right now, the child is going to begin to familiarize. The child may not grow at the length or the speed at which you want the child to acclimatize, but with time, the child is going to be on fire. Yes, you guys should tag me on this. You are not a self-regulated learner because you lack confidence in your learning process. I feel like dwelling in just this place today because this thing is crucial. It's crucial. That's why you see people jumping from pillar to post in the online space, for example. They keep jumping from pillar to post. They are watching these YouTube videos, they are reading that book, they are attending that class, they are just everywhere because they lack confidence in the learning process. They are thinking, oh, the next solution I need is with this coach. The next solution I need is with that coach, is in that YouTube video, is in that book. No, 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 it's not like that. You must be able to curate a learning process, okay, that you are confident in. And once you are confident in that learning process, every idea, all right, that you'll be interacting with in the book, in the course, in the content with the coach, your ability to begin to, really get the best out of it, juice it so well that you get the best out of it, let go of the shaft, and then you begin to implement on them, is what is going to bring about your growth. Is what is going to bring about your growth. Okay? A self-regulated learner is someone who is always willing to seek feedback, who is always willing to implement and seek feedback. All right? You implement, you seek feedback. Remember what I said from the inception, that there has to be a target, there has to be a vision. All right? There has to be a vision, there has to be something you're looking out for. There is a minimal level of excellence you're looking out for in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year. So if you're listening to me in this class right now, what I want you to do is, after this class, go back and tell yourself, this is the level of excellence I want to bring to the table. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is the level of excellence I want to bring to the table at this level or within this time frame, within the next 1 year, within the next 2 years. And once I'm able to do this, I know that my life is going to experience a shift. And as many that are also connected to me, they are going to be able to, benefit. Now, I want you to know that when it comes to self-regulation, your ability to consistently implement and really work at that level is going to give you a stronger sense of self-efficacy. I like you to type self-efficacy in the room. There was a time I taught on self-efficacy strictly, right? It's going to bring you into a stronger sense of self-efficacy. Have you heard of the term self-efficacy before? Have you heard of it before? Self-efficacy, if you can type it, okay, let's do what we did last week. Somebody should check out what self-efficacy means. If you can type that in the room, that will be absolutely beautiful. I see Chris. Chris, you're welcome to class. It's been a while. So if you can type it in the room, let me take water. So what does self-efficacy mean? Self-efficacy. I'm a self-efficacious person. Okay, so let's check what self-efficacy means. I'm using Perplexity. I'm using Perplexity AI. I love it so much, even more than ChatGPT. I've told you guys before, if you want to go into research, this is beautiful. So self-efficacy, if you have you can also check it out there. Okay, it's an individual's belief in their capacity to execute um, behaviors necessary to produce specific performance attainment. So remember, I think there was a time I taught it so well, and I spoke about the history of the originator of the term self-efficacy. His name is Albert Bandura. Albert Bandura. Okay, self-efficacy is the belief that one can successfully perform a specific task or achieve a particular goal. So, did you see that, friends? Yes. Self-efficacy means that you believe that you can perform a specific task or achieve a particular goal. If there's anything that we know how to do very well here, every one of us, we know that we can eat very well. We know the kind of food that once it is placed on the table, we can finish it. Maybe you should tell me the food now. As a side fun, tell me what food will they put on the table right now that you will not even wait. In the next few minutes, boom, you have swallowed everything. In the next few minutes, you have swallowed everything. Tell me in the comments. So self-efficacy is your belief, the belief that you can successfully perform a specific task. You see that when you develop self-regulation in learning, you build a stronger sense of self-efficacy. All right. The belief that if I pick up this book to read, I'm going to be able to read it, glean as many ideas as possible, and be able to implement on them. So once I implement on them, I'm going to be able to get this result without being afraid. So self-efficacy has a roadmap, actually. Yes, it has a roadmap. So from all that I have been sharing so far, you would understand that it is really a very powerful thing. So when you see somebody who says, I'm on the path of learning and growth, I'm on the path of learning. Mam Lucy is a jebo. She says bread and tea. Okay. So when you see somebody who is on the path of growth, who says, I'm a lifelong learner, please, Mercy Osaro, ask the person. Okay, ask the person, you are on the path of learning, right? Lifelong learning. I see. Okay, so do you consider yourself a self-regulated learner? Okay, the person may not understand. You may ask the person, what is your minimal target of excellence as a lifelong learner in whatever area of life? Okay, because this also requires a lot of deconstruction. Deconstruction would have to happen once we start off the process. Okay, once we want to start off the process, it has to be this construction. So the deconstruction, that's the word. So you know what area you are building part time. Because on the path of learning, You're not building everything all at a go. There has to be what is most important right now. That's like the framework. This is what is most important for me right now in this area. Okay, if I may ask you, friends, okay, what is most important for you right now? Tell me in the comment. What is most important for you right now on the path of personal development as a lifelong learner? Is it to develop your vocabulary? Is it to build capacity for speaking? Is it for you to be able to write well? Is it for you to become a better communicator? Is it for your relationship to get better? What is it like in the area of personal growth right now? Type it in the room. So if you have been able to deconstruct all the different compartments that you are so interested in when it comes to personal transformation, then we'll now begin to pick one aspect per time, and then we can set tangible goals in these areas. Okay, set tangible goals in this area to understand what it looks like to really move from one place to another. So like I said already, self-regulation helps you to set goals, monitor your progress, and adjust your strategies per time. So we're going to look at these different compartments. Once you are able to now understand that these are the different areas of my life, I really want to build capacity right now. I want to be self-efficacious. Yes, I want to be able to do something meaningful in my life at this level. We've been able to deconstruct them, break them down. Then we'll now begin to look at how we have to set goals, how we have to monitor our progress, and how we have to adjust our strategies even as we continue on the journey. So there are several things we can do, but these are the three major compartments I'd like you to begin to look at for. Okay, Chris says to build my relationship with people and with money. That's beautiful. Lucy says to be a better communicator and build confidence in myself. Beautiful. So you may now write them down as a better communicator, confidence in myself. That looks like something that is also intertwined, because once you can communicate better, you can also say that you are a confident individual. All right. So children do not have this capacity to self-regulate. That's why we start immersing them in environments that automatically they just build those skills and abilities on autopilot. All right, so we run the Kids Revolutionary Book Club. I'm a co-founder with Madam Innocentia. So if you want to register your child in our kids platform, you can send me a DM to register your child. Okay. So when it comes to how you can really begin to expand yourself and take you from where you are right now to the next level, like I said already, you must be able to set goals, monitor your progress on the journey, and also tweak your approach as you go. All right. So now when we talk about goal setting as a self-regulated learner, we're talking about defining clear objectives. Okay, your goals has to be specific. You can utilize the SMART methodology. SMART. That's like an acronym. SMART methodology. Your goal must be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So let me make you understand what I'm saying right now. Let's say right now on a personal level, like Chris says, I want to build my relationship with people, right? So in building your relationship with people, that's not just it. That's like an umbrella word, an umbrella sentence. So we're going to now break that relationship into different compartments so when you understand where you can start from as little as possible. That's when it becomes measurable. That's when it becomes relevant. That's when it becomes really that's when it becomes really achievable, all right, and doable for you, right? You guys are just giving me words in the comment. Okay, that's when it really becomes doable. So your goal has to be what cleared, and then you have to understand that having this clear goal is what will help you stay motivated, all right, so that you are able to work towards it, so that you are able to provide yourself a sense of purpose and drive on a daily basis. All right, you may even want to learn more about motivation. All right, you may even want to learn more about motivation. So motivation is a beautiful thing. So you have to also set long-term goals and short-term goals. So let's say your goals for a building relationship with people in the next 3 months is so that you are able to um, just have casual conversations with people. Just have casual conversations with people. Maybe you want to start from there. So how do I have casual conversations with people? How is this relevant? You have to connect that to a purpose, to a drive, to your motivation, and all of that. So you make sure that there is a short term, and then maybe the longer term would be that you want to be able to attend industry events. You want to be able to attend social gatherings where you can have conversations with people on a larger scale. beyond just the little one that you've been able to do in your neighborhood. Some people that are here right now, they cannot communicate with their neighbors, right? They cannot communicate with their neighbors. They are very bad at that, right? You see your neighbor, you cannot have proper conversation. Okay, so even people around your vicinity, around your community, you cannot even say hello, good morning, how you doing, how is the family? You don't know how to do all of those sort of things. So it's really from that level you begin to deliberately grow, come out of your comfort zone, come out of your shell, and begin to do something meaningful. Remember, self-regulated learners understand the need for them to be able to grow out of their comfort zone. All right, the comfort zone, like I would always say, bears no good intention. The comfort zone bears no good intention. For you to become a father of nations, just like Abraham, he needed to leave his country. He needed to leave his own country to a place that God will show him. All right, a place he has never been before. That was totally outside of his comfort zone. Otherwise, he wouldn't have become the father of many nations. So it is necessary for you to grow beyond your comfort zone. So that is what it means to self-regulate as a learner in the place of goal setting. So there are several things we would love to talk about in goal setting, but this is just the foundational thing you need to look at for. Okay, why you want to build self-regulation and confidence in your learning. So all of this I am saying is that you should go and do the work. So the next thing you have to begin to look out for is to monitor your progress. Okay, monitor your progress. I think this is another use place where people falter a lot, because when they set goals and say, oh, I want to be able to read 20 books this year, that is good. That is really beautiful. I want to be able to read 20 books this year. That is profound, right? But then reading 20 books this year is not just what you need to do, because if you really want to build capacity for something great, for something extraordinary, reading 20 books this year would not be your target. All right, your target would be, this is the capacity I want to build, this is the area I need help. I want to be able to self-regulate on my learning journey so that I can become this amazing personality, right? So that at the end of the year, so that will not decide the number of books you will read. So if at the end of all of the calculations, the mathematical analysis and everything, you now discover that you have to read 60 books this year, remember, in self-regulation, you must go beyond, all right? You must go beyond your current comfort zone. You get the gist. You must go beyond your current comfort zone, because you have been able to understand that this is the minimal expert target commitment, or rather is needed for me to regulate myself at this level. This is the minimum I should go. If I don't do 60 books this year on this area, come on, my growth will not be fluid and effortless. I will not get to where I'm going. Do you understand? So you will not just say that, oh, yes, people have done, I've even tried. Some people did not even do up to 5 books this year. Me, I've done 10. Ah, what a feat. What a great, level of engagement. Do you see what I'm saying, friends? Do you see what I'm saying? So you must be able to analyze yourself. This is self-regulation. You now understand that this is the level of growth that I want to attain. So for that, this is the minimum I should go. Do you understand? So that your growth can be congruent with the level of personality that you want to become in the next couple of years, in the next couple of months. So this is what it means to self-regulate as a learner. So it is not the casual thing. When you say you are a lifelong learner, the question you ask yourself is, are you a self-regulated learner? So we said from self-regulation, you now begin to develop yourself to the place of self-efficacy. Because self-efficacy is where you can do the work, right? You can really tell yourself, yes, I want to attain this. I remember as a student, for those of you that have been in the four walls of the institution, you've even done whatever level of education and training, you discover that if you have an exam to write in the next 1 week, or even a text, or maybe your lecturer just comes to the class and say, you're going to be doing this test next week, whether you have read that book or not, automatically you will just develop a sense of self-efficacy, and you will read that book before that next week for the exam, irrespective of whatever is happening. Whether you're a working class student, whatever it is you do, it does not matter. You just see yourself sitting down to break the protocol, to do the work. That is what we're saying, that if you have not gotten to that height, your growth will not be incommensurate, all right, will not be commensurate or incongruent with the person you want to become. Do you understand what I'm saying? So monitoring your progress means that you track your performance. You track your performance, you assess your performance on a regular basis. So you are not giving excuses. You are not having challenges and you're like, oh, I cannot keep up because I'm having this challenge, right? Life is going to demand of you a level of excellence when you get to a certain height. And if you cannot deliver, you are going to blame yourself. You are going to blame the time you have not been able to invest well. You are going to blame yourself of not being able to keep up. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is it. There's a portion of the Bible, I think in the book of Proverbs, that says favor. I think favor is backward. Somebody should type in the comment. Is now she's getting to where we have passed this place, favor. So there's a portion of the Bible that says that when you faint in the days of adversity, it means that your strength is small. How many of you know where that is? Let me try and check it out. When you faint in the days, I think it's Proverbs 24. So let's see. When you faint in the days of adversity, Proverbs 24, verse 10. Yeah, that's it. When you faint in the days of adversity, your strength is small. Okay? When you faint in days of adversity, it means that your strength is small. Proverbs chapter 24, verse 10. So, which simply means that when you are given an opportunity in time, it is for investment. All right? The time that is given to you is a seed for investment. That's why we all have 24 hours every day. We all have 168 hours every week, right? And on and on and on. It is given equally to all men. So your measure, your ability to invest it properly will determine how far you go. So when you get to a certain height, when you are being tested of your capacity, maybe as a business person, as a brand, as an expert in an area, all right, as a coach, as a thought leader listening to me, and you are tested, but you do not have the needed expertise to display a level of excellence, it means that you have just abused time. You have been an abuser of time. You have not been able to adequately invest the little time that you have, even if it's just 30 minutes every day. You have not been able to what? Invest it adequately. All right. So after setting goals, you must be ready to monitor your progress. So self-regulated learner knows how to assess their own performance. All right, knows how to assess their performance. You can use different tools like journaling. You can use checklists. You can use different methodology to track your progress so that you are able to accomplish your goal. All right, they know how to assess themselves. Am I getting the best out of this content, out of this material? Am I growing? Am I building myself? They know how to reflect again and again and again. They know how to introspect. They know how to introspect. All right. So the last point we'll now begin to talk about is adjusting your strategies. Adjusting your strategies. All right. Adjusting your strategies. So if you have set goals, you understand how to monitor your progress. The last thing you have to do as a self-regulated learner, as someone who wants to build a pathway for excellent learning, is that you must adjust your strategies. Okay, adjust your strategies. Type that in the comment. There has to be a flexible approach to your learning. Okay, no matter the level that you are in, and there is the best strategy that will work for you. Most of the books that we read, most of the self-help books that we read out there, you see that you read this book on this subject of time, this person will share this strategy, this other person will share this strategy. Those strategies are beautiful, but they are being shared from the place of understanding that this was what worked for me. This was how I was able to navigate my journey, and I've been able to break my process down into this compartment. I have a program called the PDMP program, Personal Development Mastery Program. It's my framework, my journey of not even knowing where I was, who I was, to growth, to moving from that level to the level where I started building authenticity, showcasing my value, showcasing my inherent advantages and opportunities. And I started taking it from that level to another, right? This very program I'm sharing with you guys is also a program reading for execution where I'll be walking you from the place of not even understanding how to navigate your growth process through the right reading, from there to even taking yourself beyond that level to the place of ideation, execution, and really becoming an exceptional person within a short space of time. Do you get what I'm saying right now? So adjusting your strategy is really a personal journey, right? There are lots that coach faith will teach you. There are lots you will learn from self-help books, but your client inclinations, your proclivities has a lot to share, has a lot to say around what you really need to begin to do so that you can be flexible in your approach to adaptability. All right. There's also called IQ, intelligent quotient. There's also called AQ, adaptability quotient. All right, that's what it is. Adversity or adaptability quotient. Your ability to adapt to situation. All right. A lot of, if you look back in 2020, someone was telling me recently, oh, that I really want something like that to happen. Not in that sense anyway, but I really love the fact that during that system, I was able to, do this and do that in my life. Right. So for you, it's possible that during the pandemic, you were able to do certain things, or you were not also able to do certain things. Right. It is possible. But at the end of the day, you look at yourself in details, you discover that the level you are in now, whatever it is that is taking your time right now, whatever it is that you are doing right now as an individual, there are strategies that you can begin to implement in your learning process to ensure that you're able to self-regulate the process of your learning so that your growth can be consistent, so you don't deconstruct, or you don't disrupt the learning process. Right, that's the word. You don't disrupt the learning process. So flexible approach is a necessity. Okay. People who are self-regulated learners also know how to um, solve problems. Okay, they know how to solve problems. So you have an aspect of life you're looking at for to grow. You know how to really break that down, okay, into different subunits, and then you can really begin to take take them in bits, take them in parts and sessions so that you can get the process. They also know how to integrate feedback. Okay, they know how to incorporate feedback from their coaches, from their personal journey, from peers. Constructive feedback really can help them refine their own process. This is what it is, friends. I've just given you a roadmap that you can begin to follow through to ensure that you build capacity, you navigate your journey from where it is right now to the next level. It's been a beautiful conversation so far, I believe. So, if you have any question, please type in the room. I would address all your questions. But if you don't have any question, good and fine. We're going to be rounding off in the next 2 to 3 minutes. I have just been able to give you my process on how you can begin to create pathways for excellent learning. All right, set goals. All right, monitor your progress and adjust your strategies. Right, but with practice, with consistency, with continuity in the process, you are going to be able to get results. Have you learned something tonight? Yeah. What have you learned in the comment? Tell me. Yes, you have to be able to adjust your strategies, Ma'am Lucy. That is it. Adjust, 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 adjust. Really beautiful and profound. Yes, this has been an excellent conversation. I believe you've learned a lot. I believe you're no longer going to be casual about your learning process. I believe you are ready to self-regulate, right? You're ready to take this to the next level so that your learning can be swift and effortless. So I have two links in this very conversation, this description. All right, one of them will lead you to our Telegram community. Make sure you join us there if you're not in our Telegram community. And the other link will also lead you to my DM if you want to work with me directly. Like I said, I'll be launching a program in the next couple of days on how you can begin to really self-regulate and take your learning from the place of reading to execution. All right, so we're cooking something really profound. This is going to be a program for just me and you, right? And for those that would love to apply for it, then you would have to qualify for me to walk through that process. It's a one-on-one offer and it's absolutely free for 5 days. So I'm working on it, and it will soon be ready in the next couple of days. So once you see it, if you are interested, just join us. We want Coach Ray to help you curate these pathways so that you can be able to get the best result possible from your learning. I really want to build a community where one person is being impacted by time. I talk about the fact that we're raising millions of intentional readers all the time. The truth is, I've seen that people want to read, but the level of intentionality that comes into it is not incongruent with their vision, with their purpose, with where they are headed. And as a result, they are not always able to, curate a life of growth that is within a certain process that they can harness again and again and again to ensure that they master it and become exceptionally really powerful. So self-regulation is a great way to start. is a great place to start from. So look at the pathways, go back right now, deconstruct all that you have been looking out for on this journey of lifelong learning. Break them down. Maybe you can have like 5 to 9 or 5 to 7 different aspects. Pick one that is most important to you right now, deconstruct it, break it down further, set your goals, look at yourself, have a target of a minimal level of growth and expertise you need in that area, set a target, and then get materials, get books, begin to read in that area. If you have a coach, speak with your coach to help you really understand what should be obtainable for you. And then once you're able to do that, begin to read, begin to build capacity, begin to also monitor your progress, monitor your performance, put yourself in positions and opportunities that would allow you to really implement on all of these things that I have said. And then as you continue to do that, tweak your approach, tweak your strategies. If they are not working for, if the approach you're currently applying is not be working, try something else. Yes, this is it. It's been an awesome conversation. Our next meeting will be on what's it called, Telegram community, where we normally have a book motivation Monday, every Monday by 5 a.m. Except if it is announced that it will not hold. So once it is not announced that it will not hold, definitely it will hold. All right. I see Phyllis. Phyllis, welcome to class. Thank you everyone for staying put till this moment. It's been an awesome conversation. I'll see you guys next week. Have a lovely, please do well to like this video, share, subscribe. Keep connecting. Love you all. Good night. Bye.